for example, Mama is in the kitchen with another chef, and Mommy is saying, Shoma, put Maggie. And remember that before they begin to cook, nobody in the house knows that anyone is cooking, because there is no fragrance, there is no aroma of the food. Are we together now? So they are making a pot of soup, all right? And the water is boiling. Mommy will say, put the stockfish. Mommy will say, put the egusi. Mommy will say, put the salt. She is the master chef. And Shoma, who is cooking with her, is the chef who has told the guests in the parlor, please, food is coming. So as ministers, we are the chefs that Mommy has sent, who is Jesus, to the nation and saying, food is coming. Now, behind the scene in the kitchen, Mama is telling her, put Maggie, put crayfish, put onion. After 10 minutes, this is where we get it wrong. That the moment when we run into the kitchen, I think they should begin to perceive the food. Are we together now? The soup may need to boil for 20 minutes before the people in the parlor will begin to ask, what is smelling? Man of God, are we together now? That God is bringing you into a place where you have to stay with him in the kitchen obediently, wherein you can be able to say, this is Maggie, this is salt. You're hearing a voice say, put it now, allow it to boil. Now the sequence is this, that after 10 minutes or 15 minutes, man of God, woman of God who is writing songs and putting on Facebook like Mazi has told us, believe me, you will waste all your money on sponsored ad if the master chef has not told you to go and send to the nations. You will spend all your money on flyers. I've had a program in this city. I put out 10,000 flyers and I didn't have up to 1,000 of them coming for that program. Are we together now? So that when you are in the kitchen, having understood what you need to cook, that eventually from the experience and the wisdom and the propensities of the mother who has called you in, you would come out and serve people a meal that they will wonder, how did you cook this food? And guess what? The mama who sent you out to serve the food is not eager to take the praise. He says, when you get there, tell them you cook the food. But when you come back to me, say, Mama, thank you. Are we together now? So, saints of God, God is compelling us to come into the kitchen. He's saying, when you come, stay with me. Don't be eager to enter marathon prayers. Forget the principles you have seen. 17 ways to make it in business. You are going to fail because we are made with our distinct ways. And guess what? You have your peculiar assignment. Your only ministry is to stay with the master, men of God. That eventually, when you come to serve us the fried rice, we would ask, we have 8 fried rice, but yours is different. And your testament will be, I have stayed with the master. I am saying this as someone who is a principal benefactor of the mystery of the kitchen place. That eventually, when you are writing the budget of your conference and it's 10 million naira, in all humility, I have not made up to 20 million naira in my business in the last 4 months, but I've had conferences that shot over that bill. It is not because I had eloquency of speech. It is because Mama has asked me to go and serve food. And when I step out to serve, Mama, by the authority of his glory, would compel men to favor me. Are we together now? I have had moments where people see our flyers. I have had moments where I take letters. Sir, I'm having a conference, sir. Please sponsor me. Lie, nothing happens. But I've had people see our flyers and say, Victor Maurice, send me your account number. I will say, okay, sir. Ignoring them, after 1 week, they will call me back and say, but I asked for your account number. It cannot be because I'm eloquent in my speaking. I'm not the best singer or the best songwriter. It is because Mama asked me to go and serve the people, and she by her spirit will compel them to drink. And when they drink, they will ask, but we have been in this wedding all the while. Why did you not serve us the wine? Why are you bringing it out now? Are we together? So the message is that I am charging you, forget the platforms. Forget the invitations. I remember one time I had an Infinix phone. That Infinix had a shape of an iPhone screen. I told myself, this is a testament of the iPhone I'm going to buy before I had the iPhone. Guess what? Few years later, I will have an iPhone. God will ask me, sold that iPhone. I sold it about 82,000 naira. And I will take all the money and go to my priest and say, sir, I'm led to sacrifice this phone to you. And he said, Victor, I receive it. Eventually, I will receive millions in value of phones. I'm not here to tell you to give to them, but I'm here to compel every one of us here. If truly you want to stand out in our time as one God will use, stay in the kitchen. And when you're staying in the kitchen, God is fashioning your heart to be like him. That when he serves you to the nation, when you come out, before you even serve the food, the people in the bedroom, kitchen, living room will ask, we are perceiving something. How is saint? How are they able to cook this kind of food? But we know you're not the one cooking. You are cooking off the wisdom, of the experience of Mama. So this is our time before we pray for them, that the Lord will give you wisdom to stay with him. 3 prayer points. Write it down for yourself when you get home, that the Lord will give you the wisdom to stay with him. That after staying with him, he will give you the staying grace to wait on him. He says that they that wait upon the Lord shall do what? Shall renew their strength. So waiters are not foolish people. So when you obtain the wisdom to stay with him, sir, forget the money. The cattle upon 1,000 hills belongs to our God. That day, with all due respect, is your son who saw me online and asked me, Victor, you must come to London. Let's host apostolic worship experience, Apostle Sam. So we are in London on the 3rd of August, having done a program from the backside of Owerri.